This is a KRQE special, River of Lights 2023.
It never gets old. It seems like every time we come, there's always something new to see and enjoy.
Now in its 26th year, River of Lights at the Albuquerque Biopark Botanic Garden is once again ready to spread some holiday cheer with the magic of millions of twinkling lights. It's a tradition for many and a reminder that anything can grow with a little imagination and a lot of hard work. With a scene straight out of the safari to life-size dinosaurs and a light tunnel 100 feet long, the event is sure to draw in big crowds just as it does every year. Tonight we'll tell you what to expect and give you a behind-the-scenes look at what it takes to pull off one of the city's most beloved holiday events. Hello and welcome to this KRQE News 13 special. The River of Lights draws massive crowds of more than 100,000 guests. It all started back in 1997, and as the crowds have grown, so have the displays.
4, 3, 2, 1, light them up.
Albuquerque Mayor Jim Baca had the honor in 1997 of kicking off the first ever River of Lights Holiday Light Festival.
It was in the very shot which the saint had printed.
Back then, they had to rent sculptures from a company in New York, including this teddy bear, Snowman, and Santa's sleigh.
And I think they paid about $80,000 to do that. And we got about 30 displays, nowhere near as neat as what we have.
And the cost to get in, just $3 for adults and $1.50 for children.
One of the things early in the days was the River of Lights was created because the Botanic Garden was really new, and they were trying to drive people to show up in the winter.
The next year, the River of Lights crew decided to go bigger, making about 50 sculptures in-house.
The 3D really came about as we were growing. We thought, well, why can't we make these in 3D? There's got to be a way to do it.
By 2010, they were up to more than 100.
About 150 sculptures out here, light sculptures. A lot of trees are lit up.
Now the River of Lights is New Mexico's biggest light display.
There's no way, I didn't expect it to be like this at all.
With more than 600 sculptures.
When I first started, we had one barrel of twinkle lights to do all the trees up in front. And now we have, I think I counted 55 barrels of twinkle lights, the 55-gallon tubs.
And attendance growing to more than 120,000.
Just the way that they do this for the public, it's really exciting. Something you don't have to drive and go find houses like we used to back in the day.
Yeah.
So it's amazing, and he's so excited. That's what makes us so happy about it.
The artists and craftsmen behind the displays work year-round creating and building new sculptures, all with the goal of making the event look different each year. News 13's Dean Staley shows you the dozens of new creations this year.
We had a letter written to us from a little, I think she was a 7-year-old little girl, and she said we were missing otters out here.
That's how this new family of otters came to be.
So our River of Lights crew, they finished packing up the lights in the middle of February and immediately started building new shapes for this season.
New Mexico Biopark Society worker Joey Trujillo has spent decades coming up with these dazzling displays, including this one.
Like it's kind of hanging on a wall, sticking out, is what we're going for.
This new 17-foot River of Lights sign will now greet you at the entrance. It's sure to be the backdrop of many photos this year.
We've got Bigfoot, a gnome, a grove of mushrooms, and all kinds of fun shapes are added to the event this year.
There are more than 30 new creations. It took a lot of rope lights.
And we go through 150-foot spools, and we went through a few hundred spools of light this year.
With a crew of 12 starting setup months ago.
We started the middle of September.
The excitement and the magic that you see in the kids' eyes is really something that's moving, and That's why Joey and his team work throughout the year. They're always trying to make sure that it's the best, most awesome shape or new addition to the event that is just really going to entice those kids to want to come back every year.
Trujillo says he loves his job because it's Christmas year-round.
We walk through here, and every time I hear somebody ooh and wowing, we tap ourselves on the back and stuff just for that, because it brings everybody to smiles and everything. Everybody loves it.
Dean Staley, KRQE News 13.
Crews have to run more than 10 miles of extension cords to make it all happen. They also go through about 100,000 zip ties and 30,000 rolls of electrical tape. Of course, we have to mention the miles and miles of twinkle lights that are scattered through the garden, enough to stretch from Albuquerque to Santa Fe. They started visiting River of Lights when they were kids and still enjoy it now as adults. Still to come, how the event has become a family tradition for many. For a lot of New Mexicans, River of Lights has become a place where memories are made, from engagements to birthdays to annual family traditions. News 13's Alexis Skaneski has more.
I like that I could stay with my family and just have like a bonding time.
Similar sentiments heard from many.
My sister and my brother-in-law are with their grandchildren. We're with our great-grandchild. So it's perfect.
River of Lights draws in thousands of New Mexico families every year.
It's a beautiful thing to see, decorating the darkness here in New Mexico.
And for many, it has become an annual tradition.
We've probably been going for 15 years.
Cameron and Devon say they have visited the light show since they were little boys. Now in their 20s, it's something they still cherish.
Probably one of your favorite events of the year in Albuquerque?
Definitely one of our favorites.
And for their mom, Jackie, the memories made are the reason they go back every year.
Now there's younger kids in the group, and it's really great to see the lights and all the attractions through their eyes.
It's a tradition Biopark members Gil and Susan Valdez have also started for their young family of 5.
We were just looking at pictures the other day, and we have pictures of our parents coming, and now with the girls they get to experience this tradition as well.
And it's one they hope to continue for years to come.
The girls are going to grow up and they're going to see those things, and they're going to see how, as a family, how important it is to spend time and do fun things together. It's really important.
Alexis Skaneski.
One of our family values is being outside, spending time together.
KRQE News 13.
River of Lights is a must-see for locals, but it's also received national recognition through the years as one of the best displays in the country.
This was also one of the top 10 nominated Biopark event of any kind in America, according to USA Today. So great job, team, nationally recognized.
And it's not the first time River of Lights has placed in the top 10 for Best Botanical Garden Holiday Lights for the past 4 years. The event was also recognized by Fodders Travel as the single best spot to see holiday lights in all 50 states. And guests seem to agree.
The displays are really incredible. Some of the dinosaurs are huge, and just everywhere you look, there's something more exciting and interesting to look at.
And it's like fun since we could see these beautiful lights and the trees and these cool ornaments. And I just like to spend with my family.
It was also recommended by Town & Country as a holiday bucket list item. River of Lights is one of New Mexico Biopark Society's biggest fundraisers. Next, a look at where the money goes, including the help it gives to zoo animals. River of Lights is New Mexico's biggest light display, but it's also one of the New Mexico Biopark Society's biggest fundraisers, with all the funds going back to the Albuquerque Biopark.
So the New Mexico Biopark Society was originally the New Mexico Zoological Society, and that was started in 1969.
And the New Mexico Biopark Society has been fundraising ever since then, coming up with unique events such as Boo at the Zoo, Run for the Zoo, and the River of Lights.
River of Lights is a great event for us, and it nets about 1.2 around in that area. 1.2 million, I should say.
It's not just events.
But we also raise them in a variety of other ways. Planned giving, major gifts, even things like the duck feeders and the pedal boats and Laura Keaton giraffe feeding.
And there is a large number of Biopark Society members also pitching in.
Membership is a huge part of our fundraising, and in fact makes up 22,000 households, so that's about 98,000 individuals that are members.
The Biopark Society is a nonprofit and is not part of the city of Albuquerque.
The city Biopark director will come annually, well actually throughout the year, and ask our board to fund different things that they find to be a priority that maybe is not in the city budget.
All that money raised has a big impact on the aquarium, the Botanic Garden, and all the animals at the zoo.
The Biopark Society funds a vast array of amazing tools and resources that make the life of the animals here at the Biopark Zoo amazing. We really are able to meet their health, behavioral, emotional needs through enrichment items like zip lines. Zip lines that allow our big cats, for example, to demonstrate the behaviors of capturing prey live out of the air.
The Biopark Society also helps with conservation.
That really allows us to bring our mission to life, to really connect people to the natural world and to inspire them to take care of it.
It was also the New Mexico Biopark Society behind a push for a gross receipts tax that now funds repairs and new exhibits, such as the new Asia exhibit at the zoo. As you walk to see the lights on chilly nights, some drinks and treats will warm you up. Next, a look at what new items have been added to the menu. While you walk around in the cold, you'll have plenty of delicious hot drinks to pick from, along with some new special holiday treats. News 13's Annalisa Pardo has a look at this year's menu.
The biscochito recipe is my husband's 101-year-old grandmother's recipe that she's made ever since she was 10 years old.
Get ready for a variety of goodies, all made from scratch.
This year we are doing some homemade gourmet marshmallows. We have pistachio and some more variety. We have our banana nut breads. We have fudge, regular pecan chocolate, peanut butter, and a Oreo crunch with peppermint.
Plus, there will be a magical treat for kids, tasty wands.
So this one has it's edible gold glitter on it. And like I said, it's chocolate and caramel.
And butterbeer cookies.
A butterscotch cookie that has a butterscotch buttercream, and then I make a caramel sauce to go over the top, and then it has nonpareils on the top of it.
The banana nut bread, a recipe from the chef's mother. But the fudge and cookies are the top sellers.
The sugar cookies run pretty close to about 1,000 for the season, and the biscochitos are really, really close to that.
And it's not all sweets. You can grab a bowl of pho to warm you up.
This is going to be an item that can actually be carried around. It has a pho broth with chicken, there's green onions, jalapenos, red onions, and an egg, and then the pho broth that's with that.
On those cold winter nights, a specialty drink will warm you up.
A chocolate mocha with some chocolate boba, popping boba in it, so it's delicious. Something you can do hot as well.
You can also enjoy holiday favorites like a peppermint mocha and hazelnut latte. Adults can even add extra holiday cheer.
We can actually spike this with a chocolate Baileys. That goes really, really well. I have a peppermint schnapps.
The flavorful drinks are a hit during the River of Lights.
We go through a case, which is like 1,000 cups, every, I want to say, like 2 nights.
Annalisa Pardo, KRQE, News 13.
While the lights and sculptures are the stars of the show, the Botanic Garden's horticulture team also works hard to make sure the plants flow with the holiday display. News 13's Madison Connor shows you.
The Biopark's horticulture team works year-round to maintain the 52-acre Botanic Garden. But the transition from fall to winter seems to arrive quickly.
So it's all poinsettias, every color of the rainbow, and just a ton of holiday color every turn you take here at the garden.
Hundreds of plants are brought in from a local florist.
Natural things like dogwood branches, curly willow, dried lotus pods. So we really try to create a lot of winter interest.
Well, about 8,000 poinsettias are grown in a greenhouse behind the zoo.
In late July, we receive in what's called a plug, and then we plant all of that out into these bigger containers that you see, and then grow it from there.
But it's no easy task to keep the finicky plant alive.
They have very specific temperature requirements, fertilizer requirements, light requirements, so we kind of just try and check all of those boxes.
Gas heaters are suspended from the ceiling with a wet wall in the back of the house for cooling.
And that's all regulated through central controls that you can see behind me, so we can set both daytime and nighttime temperatures and keep it really consistent in here.
And once the Christmas plants are fully grown and full of color, they are transported in vans to any indoor facility that visitors can enter.
They grow in here for 4 months, so I do have a connection with them and kind of a love-hate relationship. And so then, yeah, seeing them out on display and like the public's appreciation of it, it's always great.
Madison Connor, KRQE News 13.
From parking to tickets, still to come, everything you need to know before heading to the River of Lights. One display lights up the Botanic Garden in a unique way using the power of technology. It's a farmhouse by day and a decked out light display by night. But creating this musical display at the Rio Grande Heritage Farm can be tricky. The crew works out the kinks of the computer-generated light show. There are no computer engineers on the team, but with a little bit of help, they were able to figure it all out.
The people that we ordered the lights from and stuff and all the controllers, they were nice enough to talk to us about it. They gave us some pointers. They offered to come in and help us do it, but we had to learn it because we're the ones putting it up and stuff.
The music and motions are saved to a tiny SD card, and the panels filled with hundreds of lights are then hauled out to the farmhouse. The pixels then light up to all the Christmas classics, giving guests a light show within a light show. The sculptures, displays, and the treats aren't the only things that are well thought out. There are also a lot of logistics behind the scenes that have to be worked out to make it a smooth visit for everyone.
You know, the Botanic Garden is magical in and of itself, and then we add this layer of lights on top of it, and as you experience it from sunset into the darkness and you see the lights start to come to life and it glow, the excitement and the magic that you see in the kids' eyes is really something that's moving.
Kent Berry is the events director for the New Mexico Biopark Society. He says Park and Ride makes it easy for families to visit River of Lights.
So there is free park and ride every night from the zoo to River of Lights. Take advantage of it. It's the easiest, most efficient way to get into the facility. We are keeping time ticketing, and that really helps with the traffic around the area as well.
There are some changes this year to parking.
Staff, we're having park over at Tingley Beach, and we're actually going to have staff be able to walk in the shuttle tunnel to get over here. And what we're hoping is that moving staff vehicles off property will help open up additional parking over here. And then that way, between here and our parking at the zoo, we know we have more than sufficient parking for our guests for River of Lights.
You can buy tickets online, and your stay is not limited to the 60-minute arrival window. So take your time and enjoy. The River of Lights runs November 25th through December 30th. Tickets are $14 for adults and $7 for kids, Monday through Thursday. Friday through Sunday, there's $17 for adults and $9 for kids. You can find a link to tickets at alwayson.krqe.com. That's a wrap for us. We hope to see you out at the River of Lights.